Hi everyone, so as you might know, TCS has announced that they'll be hiring 40,000 engineers. That means that there'll be a lot of openings and a lot of opportunities for you to get hired at TCS. But how do you actually do it? How do you crack the TCS NQT and get the best role available? That's what we're going to talk in today's video. Okay, so I've made similar videos about Accenture and even Wipro, and this video will be everything about TCS. And sooner I'll be making the same video for a lot more companies, so do subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for more videos. Okay, so TCS NQT is the test that you have to give, and the next one is happening on 27th of August if I'm not wrong. So we're going to discuss what are the rounds that are there in TCS NQT and how you can crack each round with ease, what resources you can use and what you need to do. So let's get into it. And one more thing, if you want me to make a complete sheet on TCS like I made about Accenture, if you want me to make a complete sheet which has all the questions, all the resources, all the topics, everything in one sheet, then do let me know in the comments. If I get enough comments, I'll be making a sheet for TCS as well, a one sheet for complete preparation. For now, let's get into this and see how you can crack NQT. Alright, so here we have TCS NQT. You have two rounds. Basically, you have first the written test, then you have the interview. Now, on the basis of your written test, it will like decide which profile you go into. Okay, so written test is very important and you need to make sure that you have your best foot forward in the written test. So what can you expect in written test? Let's understand that. So the written test has two sections. One is the foundation, one is the advanced. Foundation is for Ninja, advanced is for digital and plus. Okay. So foundation is basically just aptitude. Okay. Nothing but aptitude. You have numerical ability, you have verbal ability, and you have reasoning ability. Now, aptitude, I've made so many videos on aptitude now on my channel that I can't even count them anymore. But aptitude is very simple if you practice well enough. Okay, so how can you practice? Two things. First, go on Prep Insta, search the TCS NQT questions that they have. They have previous year questions. So you have websites like Talent Battle, you have websites like Prep Insta who have previous year questions. Okay, go to the previous year questions, try to solve them. This is number one method of practicing. Number two method of practicing is practicing on indiabix.com. So indiabix.com is the best website that you can find for aptitude. It has pretty much everything that you need for aptitude. Okay, so for each of these sections, numerical ability, for verbal ability, for reasoning ability, you'll find a ton of questions on indiabix.com. Okay, solve a lot of questions. Okay, what you can do, just make a notebook for aptitude where you solve questions. If you get stuck, you take a look at why you got stuck, you take a look if there was a formula involved, whether there was a trick involved, and then you learn from it. Okay, that's the gist of how you can clear aptitude. But if you want to learn more, then I've made a complete video about clearing aptitude for any company. So if you want to know more about aptitude, then do check out that video. Okay, now after you practice aptitude, after you do the foundation, then you have the advanced round. Okay, now the advanced round again has aptitude, so you have advanced quantitative and reasoning, which has more questions. If you practice well enough in aptitude, then again these two parts will also be super easy for you, nothing to worry about. Then comes the main thing, which is the advanced coding round. Okay, so this is where your fate is decided. This is where which profile you get is decided. Okay, the other things are also important, but the coding round has the highest priority. So you have two coding questions. Okay, you have two coding questions. One is easy, one is medium, and you need to solve both of these questions. If you know coding well enough, both of these questions will be very easy for you. It will be nothing to worry about. Okay, so first question will be easy. The different topics, what you can expect here is you can have either a mathematical question, where they'll ask a mathematical question related to LCM, GCD, something like that, or you can have a questions where you'll have a question where they'll ask you to do some binary operation, or you'll have a basic question on array, or some basic syntax like functions, recursion, a basic question you'll get. Okay, so the first question will be very easy and probably everyone will be able to solve it. Second question is where the difference is happening. Okay, so in the second question, you can expect like any question from variety of topics. So you can either expect a question from arrays or strings, or you can expect a question for any basic data structure like hash map. You can expect a question from basic algorithms like searching, sorting. So you can expect a question from these topics. Most probably you'll get a question from these topics. So if you practice coding well enough, both of the questions will be super easy for you. How do you practice coding? So what I suggest is, first thing, you can solve the previous year questions. That is absolute must. Prep Insta, these kind of websites will have previous year questions. Once you're done with previous year questions, then what I will suggest is practice on GFG, practice on lead code. Okay, if you practice well on lead code, if you're able to solve easy medium problems on lead code, then you can easily crack the coding round of TCS. Okay, so focus on solving easy medium problems on lead code and focus on solving coding problems on Geeks for Geeks. Okay, and if you want to know more about the coding section, then again, let me know in the comments. The sheet that I'll be making, I'll put all of the coding topics that is required and similar questions on that sheet. Okay. Now we come to the next part, which is the interview. Okay. So after you go through the first round, after you clear the first round, the written test, then you'll go into the interview. Okay. So they don't have separate interview for technical or HRMR. They have three parts in the same interview. So in the same interview, they'll have technical, they'll have HR, they'll have MR. Okay. Now, one more thing is that in a couple of days, I'll be having some people who have cracked TCS interview on my channel. So they'll be sharing their interview experience. So again, watch out for those videos where they'll be telling the exact interview experience that they have so that you can learn from them. So some people who have recently cracked TCS will be coming here to share their experience. Okay. But in general, let's see what will be there. In general, what you'll have is you'll have, like I said, two parts, which is technical and HRMR. Now, in technical, the two main sections are your resume and the latest technologies. Okay, so you need to be good with your resume. You need to know what is there in your resume, what projects you made, what kind of tech stacks you chose, why you chose those tech stacks, the what and the why. Okay, what you did, why you did it. So if you have a Java project, they'll be asking you Java questions. If you have a React.js project, they'll be asking you React.js question. Whatever project you have, make sure that you know everything about it, the in and out completely. After that, you need to be good with the latest tech stacks. So what are the latest tech stacks in the market? Like the basics of it. What are the latest AI models in the market? The basics of it. What is happening currently in the tech world? You need to know about that. Okay, the basics of it. So again, for that, you can go through some interview experiences. I'll also be sharing some. And for HRMR, it's not at all difficult. You'll just be asked situational questions. So for that, you can just go on Google, search top 100 HR questions, prepare them, and most probably you'll get a similar question according to that. Okay, so that's pretty much it. If you do this the right way, if you follow what I said, then TCS NQT will be super easy for you and you'll be able to get the best profile which is available. Okay, so if you want to know more, if you want me to make a sheet on it, then do subscribe and let me know in the comment section. And if you have any doubt, then feel free to leave a comment. Thank you.